And good afternoon, everybody, for another MLB simulation broadcast. My name is Payne Patchett, now here from Oracle Park in San Francisco, California, the first simulation broadcast in which the world champions are playing. Today is the Los Angeles Dodgers on the road. They had a 43-win season in 2020. They'll face off against their division rival, the San Francisco Giants. The Dodgers, a lot to say about them, both on the mound and at the plate. Of course, with a wild ride of a postseason as well, beating the Brewers 2-0. The Padres sweeping them in the NLDS 3-0. The Atlanta Braves coming back from a 3-1 deficit to win in 7. And then, of course, being the Tampa Bay Rays in 6, 4-2. Both pitchers are in the bullpen. For the Giants, it is Johnny Cueto. And for the LA Dodgers, winning its first World Series title after years of postseason torment, is Clayton Kershaw. Johnny Cueto 2-3 with an ERA of 5.40 on the year. Clayton Kershaw 6-2 with an ERA of 2.16 in 10 starts for the southpaw pitcher, as both teams are lining up for the national anthem, and will immediately fade out and fade in to Johnny Cueto, the starting pitcher, who will face off against the right fielder Cody Bellinger, the first baseman Max Muncy, and the third baseman Justin Turner. And the defensive lineup for the San Francisco Giants: on the mound is Cueto, behind the plate Buster Posey. As the catcher, as he'll catch the first pitch from Cueto, the windup and the pitch way inside for ball 1. On the infield for San Francisco, Evan Longoria at third base, Brandon Crawford the shortstop, Aramis Garcia the second baseman, and Brandon Belt the first baseman. As Cueto gets in the stretch for the 1-0 pitch to Bellinger, that is a foul ball and a pitch above the zone. Count is even at 1-1. Mike Yastrzemski, the left fielder, Kevin Pillar, the center fielder, and Steven Duggar is the right fielder. The 1-1 from Cueto to Bellinger, swing and a miss on a changeup, makes it 0-2. The Dodgers won the National League West Division with a 43-17 record. The Padres finished second place with a 37-win season, a breath of fresh air for all those Padres fans, going back to the playoffs for the first time since 2006, and the Giants finished in second place with a losing record of 29-31. Foul ball makes it a 1-2 count. The stretch of Cueto, the windup, and the 1-2 pitch under the zone. And the count is even at 2-2 Cody Bellinger had one heck of an amazing season in 2020. Count is now full at 3-2 after that pitch goes out. Bellinger with a .239 batting average in 56 games, which also included 12 home runs, 30 RBIs, 10 doubles, and an amazing performance in the postseason. And the payoff pitch is low and out, so Cody Bellinger will be walked with a full count to start this game off. In the top of the first inning, the Los Angeles Dodgers against the San Francisco Giants. No score from Oracle Park. Here is Max Muncy, the starting first baseman. Finished with a batting average under the Mendoza line at 192, but still had 12 home runs on the year. First pitch up and in. 1-0, starting off with the slider. The rest of the lineup for the Dodgers: batting cleanup, the second baseman Kiki Hernandez, the left fielder Jock Peterson, and the catcher Will Smith round out the middle of the order. The count at 1-0, Cueto the pitch. Outside, and the count at 2-0. Cueto having trouble with the strike zone early in the top of the first inning. The bottom three hitters in the lineup today: the shortstop Corey Seager, the center fielder Gavin Lux, and Clayton Kershaw will round out the order in the 9th spot. As the pitcher, the 2-0 spot from Cueto is a foul ball, goes back over the netting.
Hitting's a process of elimination, and I'm eliminating the changeup this next pitch. I'm on everything else.
And the count now at 2-1. Runner on first base for Bellinger. Cueto under the zone, and once again as a 3-ball count on his hands here. The Giants with a 29-31 record finishing off the 2020 season. The 3-1 pitch under the zone, ball 4. Johnny Cueto walking the first 2 Dodger hitters, and the Dodgers have a runner in scoring position. Here's the third baseman, Justin Turner, 35 years of age, and got his first World Series ring. Finished with a batting average of .307, which ties for the league lead in batting average. Or not the league, but the team lead in the batting average. Also tied with Corey Seager for most in the lineup, as this one is slapped to right field. Routing around third is Cody Bellinger. He is going to score as Justin Turner hits an RBI single. The Dodgers have a 1-0 lead right out of the bat, and the Giants have not gotten any Dodgers hitters out. That one slapped to right over the head of the first baseman, Brandon Belt, and Bellinger just turned on the Jets from there. Rounding around third, the Dodgers have a 1-0 lead. Max Muncy goes to second. Here's the second baseman, Kiki Hernandez. First pitch is a strike called on the corner outside. Hernandez, a batting average of .230 in 48 games. 8 doubles, 5 homers, and 20 RBIs on the year. Justin Turner, as I was saying earlier, had a batting average of .307, tied for the team lead, and it just goes to show that he's planning on keeping that average above 300, especially with that first pitch single. And a count now at 0-2 from Cueto to Kiki Hernandez. And the sign from Buster, the 0-2 pitch inside, ball 1. Runners on first and second still for the Dodgers, still with nobody out. And it is a 1-0 lead to start things off.
Muncy at second, Turner at first with no outs.
And the runner on first and second, a 0-2 pitch, check swing by Hernandez, and it's going to be called a strike 3. And it feels like ages since the first pitch, but the Giants got the first out of the game. As we now go to the left fielder, Jock Peterson. The 28-year-old, first pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. And the 0-1 pitch, foul ball. Count goes to 0-2. And Johnny Cueto, 2-3 with an ERA of 5.40 in 12 starts. The 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Johnny Cueto is on a little bit of a groove right now. Strikes out Kiki Hernandez, now strikes out Jock Peterson as the catcher Will Smith walks up to the plate. Runners stay on first and second. The Dodgers got their first run on the board on an RBI single by Justin Turner. Cueto, the windup and the first pitch inside, strike 1 called. Cueto in 63 and a third innings, allowing 61 hits, 38 earned runs. A pretty solid strikeout to walk ratio. Not the best in the team, though. Kevin Gausman with 16 walks and 79 strikeouts, but Cueto is still up there with 26 and 56. And the 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2, with 26 walks and 56 strikeouts, has already evened up his strikeout to walk ratio in the first inning alone with 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. The count at 0-2, Cueto, the pitch. It is under the zone and inside in the dirt, 1-2. 26 walks and 56 strikeouts. And the 1-2 pitch that is in the dirt, Buster Posey fielding it at home plate. The runners do not advance. Nice job by Buster. Count is even at 2-2. Cueto with a pretty rough inning so far. The 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Johnny Cueto, after allowing the RBI single, strikes out the side, and it'll give the Giants a chance to tie the game up. LA 1, San Francisco coming up, bottom of the first.
And the Giants coming up. You're watching Major League Baseball on the show.
And we are now back in the bottom of the first inning. The Dodgers strike first with an RBI single to right field by Justin Turner. And the starting pitcher for the Los Angeles Dodgers, I mean, who else could it be? Clayton Kershaw, 6-2 with an ERA of 2.16 in 10 starts for the right-hander. He has thrown 58 in the third innings on the year, 41 hits, 14 earned runs, and listen to this strikeout to walk ratio. 8 walks, 62 strikeouts. And at 32 years old, he got his first World Series ring, and if anything, he absolutely deserves it. This that performance, and now with that hardware, just makes him more capable of going in the Cooperstown. First pitch to the catcher, Buster Posey, outside for a ball one. The first three hitters of the 29 and 31 San Francisco Giants. It is Buster Posey, Mike Yastrzemski, the left fielder, and Evan Longoria, the third baseman. The count now at 2 balls, no strikes. In the middle of the order for San Fran, the first baseman Brandon Belt, center fielder Kevin Pillar, the 2-0 pitch from Kershaw. A fastball outside, 3 balls, no strikes to start off the bottom of the first. Brandon Crawford batting 6th, the shortstop. As Kershaw is in his windup, the 3-0 pitch, strike one called with the fastball. And the bottom 3 hitters, the right fielder Steven Duggar, the second baseman Aramis Garcia. And the 3-1 pitch by Kershaw upstairs, ball 4. So just like Cueto in the top of the first, Buster Posey, the leadoff hitter, is walked for San Francisco. Kershaw walks the leadoff hitter and brings up the left fielder Mike Yastrzemski, the 9th hitter being Johnny Cueto, the starting pitcher. So Yastrzemski, the 29-year-old, playing in 54 games, and has proven to be one of a number of rising stars in the National League in the past couple of years. And the first pitch by Kershaw is inside, ball 1. Yastrzemski, when he got promoted up to play for San Francisco, a lot of people first saw the last name Yastrzemski, as he is related to one of the greatest Boston Red Sox of all time, Carl Yastrzemski. The 1-0 pitch is a shot past the third base side. It'll hit the netting right near the dugout, and the count is even at 1-1. And Kershaw on the stretch getting the sign from the catcher Will Smith, count at 1-1. Runner on first base, nobody out. The 1-1 pitch, that is a foul ball. It's the backstop behind home plate, count at 1-2. He got a lot of attention first because of his last name, and later because of his performance, as he is starting to make a name for himself here with the Giants. And the 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Yastrzemski reaches for a fastball on the outside and is not able to get it. That is for the first out of the bottom of the first. Kershaw throwing that heat on the outside corner to the other batter's box, away from the southpaw hitter Yastrzemski. And it'll bring up the starting third baseman, Evan Longoria. His third year with the Giants, 34 years of age. First pitch, it is inside, as Longoria reaches on a changeup. Played his entire career with the Tampa Bay Rays up until 2018 when he started playing with San Francisco. And the 0-1 pitch, that is a foul chopper past the third base side right next to the dugout. And the count now at 0-2, and Longoria yet to find that spark that he had with Tampa Bay, with the batting average hovering around 250 with San Francisco in these last few years. The 0-2 pitch, that one a fly ball, that one going near the foul line in right field. That is going to fall in front of the right fielder, Cody Bellinger. Going towards third base is Buster Posey, and he is going to slide in safely. You see right there on the top right, he has a speed of 6, yet he was somehow able to reach the third on a bloop single by Evan Longoria, and the Giants have runners on the corners. I swear, with the speed, it was hard to tell. It could go either way of whether he was going to take third, but looks like he did, and the Giants have runners on the corners. Also, we apologize for any difficulties. So you see a little bit of a glitch there with the video, as the first baseman Brandon Belt walks up to the plate. Count starts off at 0-1. Now it's even with a 1-1 count. The Giants with one out in the bottom of the first. They are threatening. The Dodgers are leading 1-0 early. Kershaw getting the sign from Will Smith, the windup and the 1-1 pitch. That is a short chopper fielded by Smith. He's going to tag Posey at home plate. Throw to first is not in time. Will Smith picking up the ball. It'll be a fielder's choice. Buster Posey is out at home plate for the second out of the first inning. Here is the center fielder Kevin Pillar. The Giants now with runners on first and second base with 2 outs. And the first pitch from Kershaw fouled away past the first base side. Kevin Pillar another player who is known for playing with one team but is playing for the Giants, and funny enough, he's not even playing for the Giants now. He's playing for the Boston Red Sox. And the count is even at 1-1. I'm pretty sure for anyone who has seen enough of these broadcasts to know this is a pretty common thing. When MLB The Show 2021 is released and when videos of that are coming out, it'll be more clear. It'll be more easy to pinpoint who's playing for who. Because this game was made with the assumption that someone like Kevin Pillar was going to stay with the Giants for the 2020 season as he hits a foul ball past the third base side. And the count will stay at 1-2. He played with the Giants in 2019. That was the only season he played for him. Before that, he played with the Blue Jays. And he played parts of 2020 with the Red Sox for 30 games and played with the Colorado Rockies for 24 of them. And the count stays at 1-2 after a foul ball past the first base side. So this is just if anything, I think we've gotten used to this at this point. You have someone like Kevin Pillar not playing for the Giants anymore. The 1-2 pitch under the zone, 2 balls and 2 strikes. If anything, it's more common with pitchers. Dodgers taking a 1-0 lead on an RBI single by Justin Turner. The Giants are threatening with runners on first and second with 2 outs. Kershaw, the 2-2 pitch to Pillar is inside. The count is full at 3-2. And the count is full. The Giants have an opportunity to threaten, and this one's a fly ball staying in the infield. Max Muncy is under it and is going to make the catch. The Giants are going to stay scoreless so far. The Giants were threatening, but we're not able to get anything on the board. It is 1-0 LA as we go to the top of the second. And we are now back in the top of the second inning. The Dodgers were successfully able to keep the Giants on the board so far by getting Buster Posey out at home plate and leaving a couple of runners on base, just like what the Giants did to the Dodgers back in the top of the first. Now the Dodgers are threatening to get some more runs on the board, starting with Corey Seager, who takes a pitch inside for a 1-0 count. Cueto, the windup in the 1-0 pitch. That is a ground ball past the first base side for a foul ball. And the count is even at 1-1. The Dodgers bringing in their final 3 hitters in the order. The shortstop, Corey Seager, the center fielder, Gavin Lux, and the pitcher, Clayton Kershaw, look to extend this 1-0 lead. The count now at 2-1 after another inside pitch by Cueto. Had a little bit of trouble with the strike zone in the first inning, which led to the Dodgers' only run. This one a fly ball going into short left field. Mike Yastrzemski is there to make the basket catch for out number 1 in the second. Here's the center fielder, Gavin Lux.
Coming to the plate now, Alex Verdugo. Now the pitch.
I'm going to take responsibility. I did not expect to see a different name on there. It's still in center field, and I guess they didn't process his jersey number yet, because I'm pretty sure he's not 99 in real life. But it's Alex Verdugo, one of the latest rising stars in the Dodgers farm system. Count is at 1-1. This one a shot over the glove of the shortstop, Brandon Crawford, now fall into left center field. Alex Verdugo, supposedly wearing jersey number 99, has a 1-out single. The next hitter is Clayton Kershaw, and it's going to bunt for it down the first base side, and it's going to fall in foul territory. The first baseman, Brandon Belt, pushing the ball out towards the dugout. And the count will start off at 0-1. Okay. I don't believe this was intentional. Alex Verdugo has the jersey number 99 with the Boston Red Sox, who he's playing with currently. The count now goes to 0-2 as the exact same thing happens as a foul bunt down the first base side. Kershaw now looking to bunt again, but lets it get by him as it goes outside for a 1-2 count. So Verdugo at a .294 average in 106 games with the Dodgers in 2019. He played with the Boston Red Sox in 2020, which ironically had the jersey number 99. He's going to butt down the first base side. Belt throws to second. It gets past the glove of Crawford and is going to go all the way to the outfield. Kershaw's going to go to second. Verdugo's going to go to third and is going to stay there. A huge miscue by San Francisco. It is an error on Brandon Belt. They were going to turn two, but instead, the Dodgers will have runners on second and third. That is an error by the first baseman, Brandon Belt. And now we go to the top of the order for Cody Bellinger. First pitch, a foul chopper. They'll roll towards the backstop behind home plate. Our first big moment of this game. The error by Brandon Belt that happened moments ago. Kershaw goes to second. Alex Verdugo will go to third. With one out here in the top of the second. The 0-1 pitch, a swing and a miss, strike two. And also, to clarify, Alex Verdugo never had the jersey number 99 with the Dodgers. I just got to say that for sure. The count, no balls and two strikes. Runners on second and third, one out, top of the second. Dodgers lead 1-0. Cueto getting the sign from Buster Posey. Cody Bellinger at the plate. The 0-2 pitch under the zone. Below the knees at the changeup. Count at 1-2. And the 1-2 pitch by Cueto. Another pitch out of the zone. This time a breaking ball inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Johnny Cueto struggling with 40 pitches in an inning and a third. And the Dodgers already creeping up on him from the very beginning. The 2-2 pitch by Cueto. That is a ground ball that gets into center field. 1 run's going to score. Here comes Clayton Kershaw. He's going to run around third. The Dodgers have a couple of runs on the board on a 2-run single by Cody Bellinger. And the Dodgers now lead 3-0. Verdugo scoring easily. Kershaw scoring easily on a pitch that bounces off of the mound and goes into center field. 3-0 Dodgers in the top of the second. Here's Max Muncy. The windup and the pitch. A fastball down and out under the knees. 1-0. Muncy, he was walked on 5 pitches in the first inning. 3-0 Dodgers in the top of the second. Cueto get the sign from Buster. The windup and the pitch, that is under the zone. And the count goes to 2-0. Now at 43 pitches. Runner goes, going to second. Posey throwing to second base to try and get Cody Bellinger. And he gets there safely with a stolen base. Bellinger was 6 for 7 in stolen base attempts in 2020. And that pitch was a strike. Foul ball makes it 2-2. 1 out top of the second. The pitch by Cueto is a shot past the... No! It's caught by Belt! It looked like it was going to get past the first baseman Brandon Belt for a possible run. But he lays it out near the line. Take a look at this play. Lays it out to his left with a shoestring catch that prevents another run from scoring. Here is the first baseman Justin Turner. He hit an RBI single back in the first inning, the right field that scored Bellinger and gave the Dodgers an early 1-0 lead. Cueto looking to find any sort of relief in this game. It looks like he got one. Fly ball into short right center. Steven Duggar is going to catch it, and that's going to end the inning. But the Dodgers get a couple of runs on the board, fueled by an error. The score, Dodgers 3, Giants nothing, going to the bottom of the second.
Dodgers lead this one 3-0.
And we are now back in the bottom of the second inning. The Dodgers now leading by a score of 3-0 over the Giants here at Oracle Park in San Francisco. Clayton Kershaw back on the mound. He'll face off against Brandon Crawford. Excuse me, I almost mixed up Brandon Crawford and Clayton Kershaw's names there. Brandon Crawford, Steven Duggar, and Aramis Garcia, the shortstop, right fielder, and second baseman. First pitch, a strike. Count starts off at 0-1. As the Giants Had a couple of runners on base, and we're looking to score, but we're not able to, thanks to a nice play by Will Smith of tagging Buster Posey at home plate, and Clayton Kershaw getting a couple of guys out. One via strikeout to Mike Yastrzemski. The count even at 1-1. Brandon Crawford at the plate. The 1-1 pitch is under the knees, under the zone. In the inner part, 2 balls and a strike. Crawford, the 33-year-old with a batting average of .256. The 2-1 pitch. And that is outside, and it's called a strike, 2-2. And the pitch by Kershaw, swing and a miss, strike 3. Gets Crawford with the heater with a low fastball, and get him for the second strikeout of the day. And the first out of the inning. As we now go to the right fielder, Steven Duggar.
And that'll bring up Steven Duggar.
Who played in 21 games for the Giants in 2020. First pitches. A foul ball past the third base side. Count starts off at 0-1. In 21 games, batting average of 176. Had 6 hits and 34 at-bats. 3 runs, 2 doubles, and 3 RBIs and a stolen base. Not much in 2020. The count now even at 1-1. And the 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. As Kershaw gets Duggar swinging at the fastball. The 1-2 pitch by Kershaw is under the knees with the curveball. And evens the count up at 2-2. Kershaw not struggling as much as Cueto is, though it's way more clear that Cueto is struggling, as he might get taken out after 4, maybe 5 innings if he's lucky. And the 2-2 pitch is a pop fly, stays in the infield. Muncy is under it. Max Muncy under the ball. He's going to catch it. Had a pretty lengthy hang time, and he'll catch it for the second out in the second inning. Here's the second baseman, Aramis Garcia. A Giants player who did not suit up at all in 2020. He played in 18 games for the Giants in 2019. First pitch, Kershaw trying the curveball, but it goes in the dirt. Count starts off at 1-0. Garcia, he played 2 seasons for the Giants up in the major league level. The 1-0 pitch, fly ball. This one going deep in the left field. Back goes Peterson. Peterson is up. He's at the warning track, and is going to make the catch. A 1-2-3 inning for Clayton Kershaw as the Giants can't salvage anything and trail once again 3-0. And we are now back in the top of the third inning. So far, it is a one-sided affair in the first couple innings of this game. The Dodgers leading the San Francisco Giants by a score of 3-0. The Dodgers getting the first run on the board on an RBI single by Justin Turner. The Giants tried to respond in the bottom of the first, but were not able to do it. Left a couple of runners on base, but the Dodgers took advantage of that opportunity with a 2-run single by Cody Bellinger, fueled by an error earlier in the inning. And that is exactly where we are. Kershaw shutting down the Giants in the second inning. That is exactly where we are right now. Johnny Cueto back on the mound. He has thrown 47 pitches in 2 innings and is allowed 3 runs and 3 hits on the board, as he'll look to take a step in the right direction as he faces off against Kiki Hernandez. The first pitch a ball, next pitch a foul ball. He evens it up at 1-1. It'll be Hernandez, Peterson, and Will Smith, 3 Dodger hitters that all struck out against Cueto in the first inning. The 1-1 pitch, whoa, way outside. As it gets past the glove of Posey. Good pitch. That was way outside. Excuse me? All right. The count, 2 balls and a strike. Cueto, the windup and the pitch. That is a foul chopper past the first base side. The Dodgers looking to add to their 3-0 lead. 51 pitches for Cueto. Going to be looking at that pitch count in the next couple innings before Gabe Kapler takes him out. Count now full at 3-2. Look at the pitch count, because that is a factor in this game. The Dodgers, some of the time, have really worked the count, but in other times, you can tell some of these guys they know what pitch to swing at and at what time, and it has been successful so far. The count staying full after the foul ball, the windup, and the payoff pitch. Outside, ball 4, Cueto walking another leadoff hitter as Hernandez will walk to first base. That is not a very pretty stat line right there. 2 innings, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 walks. The only bright side being those 3 strikeouts, and that was against Hernandez, Peterson, and Smith in the first inning. He struck out the side after allowing that RBI single. First pitch from Cueto to Jock Peterson, a strike 1 called on the outside corner. Right at the belt to Peterson, who struck out swinging on 3 pitches. And the 0-1 pitch, change up under the zone, 1-1. Goes at the knees, but under the strike zone. In the 2019 season, Johnny Cueto, he pitched in only 4 games. At a 1-2 record with an ERA of 5.06, only through 16 innings. And the 2-1 pitch, a check swing by Peterson, but the count will go to 2-1. The Los Angeles Dodgers had a very memorable 2020 season, their first World Series title since 1988. They beat the Milwaukee Brewers in the NL Wildcard Series, swept them 2-0. They swept the San Diego Padres in the NLDS 3-0. And a foul ball and a pitch outside the corner makes it full at 3-2. They beat the Atlanta Braves in 7, coming back from a pretty big deficit, and then beat the Tampa Bay Rays in the World Series 4-2. The Rays were looking for their first World Series title ever, and it looks like they're still going to have to wait, and Johnny Cueto walks another Dodgers hitter. As the manager, Gabe Kapler, or what I assume to be Gabe Kapler, given these graphics, walks up to the mound, talks to Cueto and Buster Posey. As Cueto has thrown 60 pitches in 2+ innings. It'll not be a surprise if we see a shot from the bullpen eventually. Cueto in the stretch, looking to throw the first pitch to Will Smith, the catcher. Wind up in the first pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1 with the breaking ball. Kiki Hernandez at second base. Jock Peterson at first. Cueto getting the sign from Buster Posey. The 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss on a changeup. And the count at 0-2. He struck out Will Smith on 5 pitches.
I know he was out in front on that off-speed pitch right there, but this pitcher cannot get cute and leave something over the heart of the plate.
And Cueto, the 0-2. Swing and a miss. And Johnny Cueto strikes out Will Smith again on 3 pitches. The Dodgers, they still have a couple of runners on base, but Johnny Cueto, 1 step closer to finishing off the inning with his 4th strikeout of the day, the second one against Smith, as we now go to the shortstop, Corey Seager. And the windup and first pitch called strike. The Dodgers leading 3-0, and a pair of walks will look to add more to it here at Oracle Park in San Francisco, California. A division rivalry as old as time in Major League Baseball, the count even at 1-1. And Cueto, the 1-1 pitch. Under the zone, 2 balls and 1 strike. Cueto started off his career in 2008 with the Cincinnati Reds. Played for him until 2015, when he got traded mid-season to the Kansas City Royals, and has played for the Giants since 2016. He had an 18 games 18 win season, and an All-Star appearance in 2016, but ever since, he's been struggling to find that groove that he once had with Cincinnati pretty regularly, and with San Francisco here. Count at 2-2. This one a fly ball going to left field. Yastrzemski making the backhanded catch. The throw to third to keep the runners at bay is cut off by Crawford, but the runners will stay on first and second. A huge at-bat for Cueto, as Hernandez and Peterson will stay at first and second. Here's Alex Verdugo. And the first pitch outside, ball one. Verdugo, one of the biggest names in the Dodgers farm system, as when he rose up playing for Tulsa and Oklahoma City, his name was being mentioned pretty constantly in the topic of players moving up to play in the major league level. And when he did, he really showed. And it looks like it's going to show here. This one is going to go off of the wall in the warning track in right field. One run's going to score. Kiki Hernandez is going to score. Peterson is going to score all the way from first base. And Alex Verdugo, however you say his name, point is, he just gave the Dodgers a 5-0 lead. That is a very high fly ball to right, but given the camera angle, didn't look like it was going to go out. It was so close to going out, though. It was just a few feet above the top of the brick wall in right. A 2-run double by Alex Verdugo gives the Dodgers a 5-0 lead. Hernandez scores, Peterson scores, and Cueto is out. Johnny Cueto done after 2 2/3 innings. And now Rico Garcia for the Giants. Will walk up to the mound. He is playing his first season with the Giants in 2020. He's wearing jersey number 46 for the Giants here in this game, but according to Baseball Reference, he wore a couple of jersey numbers, none of them being 46. He wore jersey number 21 and 39. He pitched with the Colorado Rockies in a couple of games in 2019 and pitched in 12 games in relief for the Giants in 2020. 1-1 with an ERA of 5.40, currently with 5 runs and 4 earned for Cueto. 4 hits, yes, with 4 walks and 4 strikeouts. And the count right now for Rico Garcia to Clayton Kershaw, count at 2-0. Foul ball makes it 2-1. But for convenience sake, we'll just say he has the jersey number 46. He only pitched in 10 innings for the Giants in 2020. And the 2-1 pitch by Garcia is outside. 3 balls and a strike. Runner at second base, that's Alex Verdugo. 13 hits, 6 earned runs, walked 4, struck out 7, and faced 44 batters in 2020. The 3-1 pitch, that one's a slow chopper. That one fielded by Buster Posey. Posey, the quick throw to first, gets Kershaw in time by half a step. And that will end the inning. And that will officially end the stat line for Cueto as we go to the bottom of the third. 5-0 Dodgers. And we are now back in the bottom of the third inning. Excuse me for the silence. You got the number 9 hitter. Originally it was going to be Johnny Cueto. Now it's going to be Rico Garcia, who I'm pretty sure has never held up a bat as a major leaguer. I stand corrected, not as a Giant. The count even at 1-1. Garcia has only had one at bat and 1 plate appearance as a Colorado Rocky in 2019, and he struck out. That is his only experience at the plate. The count at 1-2. Inside the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Dodgers now lead by a score of 5-0 after a 2-run double by Alex Vertigo that almost goes over the brick wall in right for a home run. Kershaw ahead of the count at 2-2. The windup and the pitch. That is a foul ball past the first base side. Here are the defensive lineups for the LA Dodgers. I apologize for not mentioning this earlier. And the 2-2 pitch by Kershaw. That is a fly ball. That is going to go in foul territory. Muncy is under it. He's in the coach's box. And is going to make the catch for out number 1 in the third. The defensive lineups. The very late announcement of the defensive lineups for the Dodgers. On the mound, Clayton Kershaw. Behind the plate is Will Smith. At third base is Justin Turner. Shortstop is Corey Seager. Second base is Kiki Hernandez. And the first baseman is Max Muncy. And the outfield at left is Jock Peterson. The center fielder is Alex Vertigo, who originally I have as Gavin Lux for some reason. And the right fielder is Cody Bellinger. As we go to the top of the order for Buster Posey, who was walked on 5 pitches and got out on a fielder's choice at home plate in the first inning. First pitch is a shot past the first base side, foul. Clayton Kershaw with 42 pitches in 2 1/3. It's pretty solid, not too shabby for him at this moment. The 0-1 pitch is a fly ball. This one going to center field. Under it is Vertigo, who's make the catch for out number 2 in the third to score 5-0. Dodgers over the Giants as it go to the left fielder Mike Yastrzemski, who struck out on 4 pitches in the first. No runs, nobody on base. Kershaw, the windup and the pitch goes outside. 1-0. The catcher Will Smith catching it outside. Is the latest pitch in a number of calls that supposedly haven't gone towards the way of Kershaw, although given that it is a simulation, I expect it to happen. I mean, the people calling the pitches are literal computers. The 1-0 pitch is another outside changeup. And the count now at 2-0. The 2-0 pitch, a fly ball. That one is going to go near the third base side. It's going to veer towards the infield. Justin Turner is under it, and Clayton Kershaw has another 1-2-3 inning. A very quick one at that. And the score will stay 5-0 Dodgers as we go to the bottom of, or my mistake, the top of the fourth. I forgot to put the number into the box score. Now we are back in the top of the fourth inning. Rico Garcia looking to throw his first full inning against the Dodgers. He'll face off against the top of the order, starting with Cody Bellinger. The first pitch outside, ball 1. Bellinger with a walk in the first inning and a run, and hit a 2-run single in the second inning. So we're already past a third of this game, and this guy has already had a heck of a game. It'll be Bellinger, Muncy, and Turner, the first 3 hitters in the order. The 1-0 pitch by Garcia outside. The count now even at 2 balls and no strikes. The Dodgers, a 43-win season, shortened by COVID-19. And the 2-0 pitch by Garcia, under the zone, 3 balls, no strikes. There's also something that I do really have to mention. I got to give huge props to Major League Baseball. Not right now, currently, because there's a whole thing with the MLBPA, and that's a different conversation. But for their ability to keep the season going, and when it was going, to make sure every player is safe, and it even gone to the point where the postseason played, and the fact that we even crowned a World Series champion in 2020 is nothing short of amazing and inspiring. And while there may be issues currently going on with the collective bargaining agreement in Major League Baseball, as we may be unsure if there's even going to be baseball at all in 2022, the fact that it was still playing and that people get to play is essential at the very most. The count now full. Rico Garcia striking out Cody Bellinger on a fastball in the inside, not in the inside corner, the outside corner. Makes Bellinger pretty irate. Gets him with the first out of the fourth inning. And here's Max Muncy, first pitch. A foul ball down the third base side.
Only 4 hits, no errors for the Dodgers thus far.
And Garcia, the windup and the 0-1 pitch under the zone with the changeup 1-1. The Dodgers with 5 runs and 4 hits, and they've left 4 runners on base. The 1-1 pitch upstairs and outside above the letters at 2-1, while the San Francisco Giants, no runs. They only have 1 hit, and they have left 2 runners on base, and that was all in the first inning. And the 2-2 pitch, a foul ball, which rolls into foul territory past the third base side. Count is even at 2-2. Garcia, the windup and the stretch from the right-hander, inside with a breaking ball above the knees, but inside the zone. Full count, 3-2. Back-to-back full counts for the Dodgers. They tested this out a little bit, especially in the third inning, trying to ramp up Johnny Cueto's pitch count, working the count, getting it close to a full count, sometimes a full count at some points. And it looks like they doing it a little bit now with Rico Garcia. But while they got that under their belt, they're not succeeding, as Garcia just struck out Max Muncy on a full count moments after striking out Cody Bellinger on a full count looking. The score stays 5-0 Dodgers over the Giants in the top of the fourth. Here is the third baseman Justin Turner, who hit an RBI single in the first and flew out to the right fielder Steven Duggar. First pitch is a chopper past the third base side and a foul ball. Top of the fourth, the Dodgers got 1 run in the first, 2 runs in the second, and 2 runs in the third inning. Rico Garcia in the stretch, the windup and the 0-1 pitch. And it is a fly ball. This one's going to fall in front of Duggar, the right fielder, and Justin Turner has another base hit. He is 2 for 3, got a 2-out single. And the 5th hit by the Dodgers to even out the run hit total for the Dodgers today. That was not a good sentence. That is one thing I'm going to practice when I get back in the broadcasting, to practice how to say words. Next batter is the second baseman Kiki Hernandez, 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk. And he scored in the third inning off that 2-run double by Alex Vertigo in the third inning. First pitch outside for a ball 1. And Garcia in the stretch, the 1-0. That is a shot that'll fall into the gap in right center field. That is going to fall for a base hit. It'll roll all the way to the warning track. Justin Turner is going to round around third base. He is going to score easily as the throw from right field gets cut off by Brandon Crawford. And Kiki Hernandez has hit an RBI single and delivers the 6th run for the Dodgers, his first RBI of the day. Justin Turner scoring all the way from first base. And the Dodgers now lead 6-0 in the top of the fourth. Whoa. As we now go to Jock Peterson, the left fielder. First pitch outside, ball 1. Jock Peterson struck out in the first inning, part of the 3-strikeout performance by Cueto in the first inning, and was walked, and a full count in the third, and scored. This one, a ball, it gets past the glove of the third baseman, Evan Longoria. It gets off of it, rolls away from him. He tries to throw to first, is not able to do it. It'll be called a base hit because Longoria had to dive for it.
But he was able to keep his hands back and scramble a good pitch for a base hit.
And the Dodgers now have runners on the corners. Hernandez advancing to third after that RBI double. And the first pitch from Garcia to Will Smith is a strike 1 called. 2 outs in the top of the fourth. The Dodgers just keep hitting. They now lead 6-0. Garcia getting the sign from Buster Posey, the windup and the 0-1 outside. Count is even at a ball and a strike. Will Smith, the unluckiest Dodger hitter of the day. He has struck out in both of his plate appearances. The 1-1. That is a fly ball going into short right field. Duggar is under it. It's going to make the catch. And that's going to end the inning, but not before the Dodgers tack on another run on the board on an RBI double by Kiki Hernandez. The way he moved his eyes there is nothing short of unsettling, but nevertheless, we now go to the bottom of the fourth, which is exactly where we are now. The Dodgers leading 6-0 with that fade out and fade in, with 1 run on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on. As Kershaw walks back to the mound, he'll face off against the third baseman Evan Longoria, who has the Giants' only hit of the day, as they trail LA 6-0. Kershaw wind up in the first pitch. A fastball under the zone, ball one. It'll be Longoria, Belt, and Pilar. Longoria with the base hit. Brandon Belt hit into a fielder's choice that got Buster Posey out at home plate. And Kevin Pilar popped up to the first baseman, Max Muncy. Kershaw, the windup and the 1-0 pitch. That is a foul ball on a high fastball past the first base side. So the Dodgers getting another run on the board on an RBI double by Hernandez. And the 1-1 pitch inside, 2-1. So the Dodgers now with 6 runs and 7 hits, and have left 6 runners on base. Very active offensively, and you could argue very active defensively too, because nothing's happening. In the world of baseball, being active on defense is being not active. And that is all thanks to the man on the mound, Clayton Kershaw. Count at 3-1. And the pitch to Longoria, a foul chopper. Past the first base side, full count 3-2. And the payoff pitch, Kershaw upstairs, and that has been the biggest pet peeve for Kershaw, is that he is walking way too many hitters than he should.
So maybe this walk will jumpstart their offense a little bit.
Even though he's got his second walk, but knowing Kershaw, he had 8 walks in 2020. 2 walks in a game is too much. That's a fourth of his season total, and he has that already. And we're not even halfway through this game. Kershaw, the first pitch to Brandon Belt, is inside for a 1-0 count. Kershaw starting behind the count. Runner on first base in the bottom of the fourth. The Giants trying to start something as they currently trail 6-0. And the 1-0 pitch, a strike one called at the knees in the zone. Evan Longoria back on the base paths. Southpaw to southpaw, the 1-1 pitch. It is a fastball on the outside corner, and it's called a strike, 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes, nobody out, bottom of the fourth, runner on first base. Kershaw getting the side from Will Smith, the windup and the pitch, a curveball inside, under the knees, 2 balls and 2 strikes. So the standings for the National League West see the Dodgers winning the division title with 43 wins. The Padres, for a little bit there, had a run for their money, but finished with a 37-win season and were able to get a playoff berth. They beat the St. Louis Cardinals in the NL Wildcard Series. A 2-2 pitch is a foul ball past the third base side. Count stays the same. And Kershaw already in the stretch. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Runner on first base for San Francisco. Nobody out. Kershaw, the windup and the pitch. That is a fly ball going into short right. Cody Bellinger is under it and will make the catch. Evan Longoria staying at first base as Kevin Pilar walks up to the plate. So the Dodgers, with a 43-win season, they win the division. The Padres, for a second there, people thought they were going to win the division, but the Dodgers just kept on winning. But the Padres still got a playoff berth and got a 37-win season. They beat the Cardinals in the NL Wildcard Series 2-1, which to an average Padres fan is good enough. The first pitch is a pop fly going in the foul territory to Pilar. Muncy catches it, and we already have the second out of the inning as the shortstop Brandon Crawford walks up to the plate. He struck out swinging in the second inning. With Kershaw now reaching pitch number 60 in 3 2/3 innings. To an average Padres fan, the series win over the Cardinals is good enough. It was the first series win for them since 1998 when they won the pennant. The Padres get in second place. The Giants are under them with a 29-win season and had a losing record at 29-31. The count 1-0. Kershaw to Crawford. Runner at first base, bottom of the fourth. Kershaw, the windup and the pitch. Outside, the count is even at 1-1. The Colorado Rockies under the Giants with a 26-win season, 26-34. And by just a game, the Arizona Diamondbacks finishing dead last, 10 games under 500 with a record of 25-35. The count at 2-0, the Giants runner on first base. They trailed the Dodgers 6-0. Kershaw getting the sign from Will Smith. Crawford looking to extend the inning. This one a foul chopper past the first base side. And the count now at 2-1. And the Dodgers, for the better part of a decade, have tried time and time again to get their first World Series title since '88. But to no success, which makes the 2020 World Series title all the more joyous and intoxicating. The count at 3-1, and the 3-1 pitch from Crawford going to right field. Cody Bellinger is under it and will make the play, and Clayton Kershaw has thrown 4 scoreless innings, and the Giants leave another runner on base, and they still trail the Dodgers by a score of 6-0. Rico Garcia back on the mound as he'll look to throw his second full inning of the day. He'll face off against the bottom 3 hitters in the lineup in Corey Seager, Alex Vertigo, and Clayton Kershaw.
Here comes the first pitch.
And the first pitch is a fastball inside above the letters for a 1-0 count. Seager 0 for 2, Vertigo 2 for 2. And Clayton Kershaw, he is 0 for 1. Or 0 for 2, you can argue.
Swing and a miss for strike one.
And the 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. And the 2-1 pitch, or the 1-1 pitch just missed the zone, 2-1. Looking to see the stats for the 2 pitchers you just saw in the bullpen there. Connor Menez pitched in 7 games for the Giants and was 1-0 with an ERA of 2.38. The 3-1 pitch from Garcia is a high slider and makes the count full at 3-2. And the 3-1 pitch is outside, ball 4, Garcia. Walking Seager. It is the first walk for Garcia, the 5th walk by Giants pitching, and the first time Seager has walked up the first base. As we go to Alex Vertigo, who had the biggest hit in the 3rd inning with a 2-run double, which scored Kiki Hernandez and Jock Peterson.
He doubled earlier and carries a 2 for 2 line into this appearance.
And Garcia, the first pitch outside of the fastball under the letters off the plate for a 1-0 count. Looking for the name of the other pitcher. We've seen in the bullpen. Not able to find the name there. Count at 2 balls and no strikes. Is Connor Menez, who is one of the pitchers, and in the case that the other pitcher walks up to the mound, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. 2 balls, no strikes. Garcia facing off against Vertigo for the first time. He's the reason that Cueto was taken out of the game. We had a bit of a time skip there as Garcia threw a strike, and the count is now at 2-1. Garcia, the pitch, is a fastball down the middle to even it up at 2-2. Nobody out in the top of the 5th. The Giants not able to get anything against Kershaw. The Dodgers able to get everything against Giants pitching. And the 2-2 pitch, fastball above the knees but inside. 3 balls and 2 strikes, a full count. Oh, jeez. Well, crud. The internet connection's not as well. Let's power through this game regardless. And the count stays full at 3-2 after the foul ball. And the Dodgers threatening already with a runner on first base, and now they'll have runners on first and second base as Garcia walks Alex Vertigo. Gabe Kapler, he is on the steps right now. He's on the dugout steps right now. He's waiting to see what will happen in these next couple of at-bats. If Garcia doesn't get these next couple Dodger hitters out, as we'll now go to Clayton Kershaw, who is 0 for 2, had a fielder's choice in the second inning, which later led with the error. This is a bunt pop-out, or a bunt fly-out, depending on how you see it, to the third baseman Evan Longoria to try and advance the runners. It is unsuccessful as he bunts it to Longoria for the first out of the fifth. We now go to the top of the order for Cody Bellinger, a fairly quick at-bat. It's Garcia's performance against these next few Dodgers hitters that will determine whether he'll stay on the mound or be taken out in the middle of the fifth. First pitch inside, ball one. And the 1-0 pitch, that is a foul chopper past the third base side. Count is even at 1-1. Bellinger 1 for 2 with a walk and a run in the first inning, a 2-run single and a stolen base in the second, and struck out looking against Garcia in the fourth. The 1-1 pitch outside, 2 balls and a strike. Garcia getting the sign from Posey. The 2-1 pitch outside again, another breaking ball. 3 balls, 1 strike. Not a good pitching day so far for the Giants. Johnny Cueto is struggling. And now Rico Garcia, to an extent, is struggling as well, as Bellinger will now have to face another full count against Garcia. That's the third full count in this inning. The Dodgers really working up the pitch count for Garcia and Cueto here today. A very, very smart decision there. Count stays full after a foul ball by Bellinger. And the payoff pitch by Garcia, that is a fly ball foul. Past the first base side on the other line. Runner on first and second base for the Dodgers. 1 out in the top of the fifth. The Dodgers lead by 6. The count full. Garcia the stretch. That is a fly ball going into the infield. They're going to call the infield fly rule. It's going to be caught by the second baseman, Aramis Garcia. The runners are going to stay. And they'll get him for the second out in the fifth. Here's the first baseman, Max Muncy. The left-handed hitter is 0 for 2 with a walk in the first. And Garcia, the first pitch, fastball under the knees, 1-0. Max Muncy struck out in a full count in the fourth inning.
Muncy is carrying around a sparkling slugging percentage up over 500. Obviously a huge threat every time he grabs a bat. Well hit to right.
And the count now, foul ball at 1-1. Just counting here on the good old scorebook, the Giants pitching has faced 8 full counts in this game. And Rico Garcia has already faced half of them. Or has faced most of them, actually. It was 3 against the 3 for Cueto, and the 1-1 pitch is a fielder's choice as Garcia thrown at the Crawford to get Vertigo in the second inning. That will end the top of the fifth. The first scoreless inning for the Dodgers as we go to the bottom half.
Welcome back for the bottom of the fifth. Here's Heidi Wackney.
And we are now back in the bottom of the fifth inning. The Dodgers have not scored, or that was their first scoreless inning of the game. The Giants not allowing another Dodger run on the board for the time being as they walk back up to the plate. The story so far for the game so far is not only the Dodgers scoring all of these runs, but it's their ability to work up the pitch count consistently and to get to a full count to keep Cueto and Rico Garcia and whoever walks up on the mound on edge. It just goes to show that over the course of this game, the Dodgers have full control, both not only at the plate and on the mound, but in more aspects in both departments than you might think. Clayton Kershaw on the mound facing off against the right fielder Steven Duggar. First pitch, a strike one looking. It'll be Duggar, Garcia, and for now, Rico Garcia. And another big part of the Dodgers' dominance is the dominance of Clayton Kershaw so far. The first 4 innings, he has been absolutely spectacular. He has allowed 3 guys on base and 1 hit. The count even at 1-1. The 1-1 pitch, a strike 2 called on the inside corner with the changeup. It'll be Duggar, Garcia, and still assuming Rico Garcia. And the 1-2 pitch, a foul ball past the third base side. And Kershaw get the sign from Smith. Smith moving out to the other batter's box, and the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch outside, full count. While the Giants had 8 full counts on the day, 5 of them just when Rico Garcia was on the mound alone. Kershaw has had his fair share of full counts, only he was able to recover from them fairly quickly. The count stays full at 3-2 after the foul ball past the third base side. As this is the 3rd full count he has faced, there are a number of other three pitch counts that he has had in this game so far. The payoff pitch is a fly ball to center field. Alex Vertigo is under it and will make the catch for the first out in the bottom of the 5th. And it'll bring up the number 8 hitter, Aramis Garcia, who flew out to the left fielder, Jock Peterson. And the first pitch, a foul ball, will hit the netting behind home plate, counted 0-1. The LA Dodgers, thanks to their smart hitting, were able to get to a quick 6-0 lead, starting off with an RBI single by Justin Turner. The count now at 0-2 after a foul ball by Garcia. And the windup and the 0-2 pitch, that is a ground ball past the third base side. No balls and 2 strikes. The Dodgers leading 1-0 after an RBI single by Justin Turner. They then scored 2 more runs on a single by Cody Bellinger, And the 0-2 pitch is a ball. It gets off the mound. Ground ball going straight to center field. And for the first time since the first inning, the Giants have a base hit. That one going right back to Kershaw. But regardless, that stat line is pretty incredible if you ask me. 4 1/3, 2 hits. Even though he's walked 2 and struck out 2, it has given enough experience for the Dodger defense to work against this Giants lineup and to get guys out when they need to. Nice plays by the outfield and as well as Will Smith back in the first. This one a ground ball back to Kershaw. Throws to second for 1, throws to first. It is in time for the 1-4-3 double play, so any hopes that the Giants have were absolutely dashed just like that. And now we go to the top of the 6th inning. Now we go to the top of the 6th. The Dodgers leading 6-0. Rico Garcia, 52 pitches as he looks to throw his 3rd full inning of the day. He has thrown 2 1/3 in 52 pitches. Garcia, the first pitch to Justin Turner, is outside, ball 1. It'll be Turner, Hernandez, and Peterson. All 3 Dodgers who have scored. Turner, who is 2 for 3 with an RBI single in the first, and scored a run in the 4th. And the 1-0 pitch, a changeup that just dips under the zone, 2-0. Kiki Hernandez, who is 1 for 2 with a strikeout and an RBI double in the 4th. And Jock Peterson, 1 for 2 with a single, a walk, and a run in the 3rd inning. And struck out just like with Hernandez in the first. Garcia in the stretch. The 2-0 pitch is a shot that will fall into the gap in right center. That might roll all the way to the warning track, and it will. Rounding past first, going to second is Turner, and Justin Turner has a leadoff double to start off the top of the 6th inning. That is his 3rd hit of the day. A very well hit ball, very reminiscent of what the next Dodger hitter had in his last at-bat, Kiki Hernandez, hitting that double all the way to the warning track in the gap in right center field, which scored Justin Turner. And the first pitch is a strike called 0-1. It was Turner, Hernandez, and Peterson. We might get a quick update from the bullpen very soon, depending on how this inning goes. Count at 0-1. Garcia getting the sign from Posey. The windup and the pitch inside. Count is even at 1-1 with the fastball.
Wow, kind of an interesting pitch call there. The batter flailed at the pitch away on the previous one, so you'd think
Hernandez struck out in the first inning. He scored in the third inning after being walked. Scored on that double by Vertigo, and the 1-1 pitch, a foul ball chopper down the third base side, 1-2. And in the fourth inning, hit an RBI double into the gap in right center field, which scored Turner. A 1-2 pitch is a ground ball, bobbled by Garcia, but he's able to throw to first to get Hernandez in time. Turner goes to third base. And the Dodgers have more insurance 90 feet away as Jock Peterson walks up to the plate. Peterson is 1 for 2, struck out in the first inning. He walked in the third and got a base hit in the fourth, but was stranded on first base. And the first pitch to Peterson, a strike one called on the outside corner with a high fastball. Garcia trying to prevent any more runs from scoring as the Dodgers currently lead 6-0. In the 0-1 pitch, a foul ball that hits off the catcher's mask and gear. It'll hit off the catcher, Buster Posey, counted 0-2. And the 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike three. Jock Peterson strikes out for the second time. Enrico Garcia gets his third strikeout of the day. With a fastball under the zone, makes Peterson reach for it. And we got the second out of the inning for the catcher, Will Smith, who was 0 for 3 on the day. He's looking for his first hit here in the sixth. First pitch is a changeup out of the zone, strike one called. He struck out in his first 2 at-bats in the first inning and third inning. And in his first at-bat against Cueto, he flew out to the right fielder, Steven Duggar. The 0-1 pitch outside evens the count up at a ball and a strike. So the Dodgers got an RBI single in the first inning from Justin Turner. Then got a couple of more runs in the second inning off of a single by Cody Bellinger. A 2-run double by Alex Vertigo. Scores 2 more in the third, makes it 5-0. And an RBI double by Kiki Hernandez makes it 6-0. Count at 1-1. Top of the sixth, 2 outs, runners on third base. And the 1-1 pitch outside, 2-1. Johnny Cueto currently online for the loss, 2 2/3, 4 hits. He has allowed 5 runs, 4 earned, walked 4, and struck out 4. And Kershaw is just breezing on the mound. And the 2-1 pitch foul chopper hits the netting above the backstop behind home plate. Count at 2-2. Garcia at 66 pitches. And the pitch, that's a check swing on the outside corner, and Garcia gets Will Smith swinging, and that will end the 6th inning. Another scoreless inning for the Dodgers as the game will stay. Dodgers 6, San Francisco nothing as they go to the bottom of the 6th inning. And we are now back in the bottom of the 6th inning. Clayton Kershaw back on the mound. He has currently thrown 5 scoreless innings on 77 pitches. Buster Posey walks up to the plate, the top of the order for the third time. The top of the order walking up for the third time today. He has walked in the first inning and flew out to the center fielder Alex Vertigo in the third. Kershaw, the first pitch. That is under the zone. In the dirt, 1-0. It'll be Posey, Yastrzemski, and Evan Longoria. 3 guys who only have 1 hit between them. That was Longoria back in the first. In the 1-0 pitch, a foul ball. Down the third base side, evens it up at 1-1. Posey 0 for 1 with a walk in the first. And flew out to the center fielder Alex Vertigo for the second out. In the third inning, the count 2 balls and 1 strike. As Yastrzemski is 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a pop out, and Evan Longoria 1 for 1 with a single and a walk. And the 2-1 pitch, another foul ball down the first base side. This one just ripped. But the count now is at 2-2. Kershaw ahead of the count. The pitch. That is another foul ball. This one down the third base side. The count staying at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Posey, Yastrzemski, and Longoria, the 3 hitters for the Giants, trying to get something going as the Dodgers lead 6-0 over the San Francisco Giants here at Oracle Park in San Francisco, California. The 2-2 pitch from Kershaw in the stretch. The windup, the pitch, that is a fly ball. That is going into short center field. Vertigo is under it and will make the catch for the first out in the 6th. The Giants, the best they could do is work up their respective pitch counts against Kershaw to add, so it can add more pitches to him so he can leave earlier. That is happening a couple of times. That has happened a couple of times with Kevin Pillar in the first inning. Anytime there's a 2-2 count or anytime there was an at-bat with a number of foul balls, that is really the only thing the Giants have been able to do. The count at 1-1. A foul ball, a ball and 2 strikes. So the Giants trying to work up Kershaw's pitch count. It's frankly the only thing they've been able to accomplish. It has been all zeros on the board for the Giants so far in this game in the bottom of the 6th. The 2-2 pitch by Kershaw, that is a ripped shot past the first base side. And the count will stay at 2-2. And Kershaw, the windup and the pitch. To Yastrzemski, swing and a miss, strike 3. And Kershaw gets Yastrzemski swinging with the breaking ball. That is strikeout number 1, 2, 3 for Clayton Kershaw. As again, the defense has played a very, very important part in keeping the Giants off the board. Clayton Kershaw, 2 walks and 3 strikeouts in 5 2/3. Here's Evan Longoria, the third baseman. First pitch outside of the ball 1. Longoria with a base hit in the first inning was walked in the 4th. The 1-0 pitch, that is a ground ball past the first base side. Evens it up at 1-1. Clayton Kershaw really close to triple digits here with 92 pitches going on 93 as that 93rd pitch was a slider on the outside corner. And the count now 2 balls and a strike. The pitch upstairs and inside, fastball above the letters, 2-2. Longoria has been the only guy who has been able to have a shot against Kershaw with that base hit and the full count walk in the 4th. And the 2-2, not my mistake, not 2-2, the 3-1 pitch, swing and a miss. And a full count, 3-2. Another full count for Longoria. But this time, Kershaw gets the last laugh as he strikes him out looking. The 4th strikeout of the day. It's a 1-2-3 inning, and the Dodgers keep their 6-0 lead. And we are now back in the top of the 7th inning. Connor Menez is walking up on the mound for the Giants. He is a new pitcher. He was 1-0 with an ERA of 2.38. And has played with the Giants for the past couple of seasons. He pitched in only 11 1/3 innings in 7 games for the Giants in 2020. First pitch is a fastball inside for a ball 1. You have Jandel Gustave and Sean Anderson, the 2 pitchers in the bullpen right now for the Giants in the 7th. Given that the Dodgers just go absolutely crazy on Menez here, the 1-0 pitch, a foul ball past the third base side, 1-1. Now Rico Garcia finishing with 3 1/3 innings of relief, allowing 4 hits, 1 run.
He's got that certainly timed up now. I'd be shocked if the pitcher goes.
He has walked 2 batters and has struck out 1, 2, 3, 4 Dodger hitters. The count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Menez against Corey Seager will face off against the bottom 3 hitters of Seager, Vertigo, and Kershaw. And the 2-2 pitch inside, full count 3-2. And the payoff pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3 for Connor Menez. He strikes out Corey Seager.
That was a pretty good at bat that he pushed the count to 3-2 and made the pitcher work, but I think he'd like to have that 3-2 pitch back.
As we now go to the center fielder, Alex Vertigo. 2 for 2 on the day. Definitely one of the standout players in the Dodger lineup today. First pitch is a fly ball. That will go in the short left. Yastrzemski is under it. And he'll make the catch in short left field for the second out in the top of the 7th. The Dodgers leading by a score of 6-0, have not been able to get anything in the past couple of innings after just absolutely raking against Johnny Cueto in the first 4. With a run in the first, 2 runs in the second and third innings respectively, and then another run in the 4th. But since then, the Dodgers haven't been able to get anything on the board ever since. And the first pitch to Clayton Kershaw is outside in a ball 1. The 1-0 pitch, a high slider, way on the outside corner, 2-0. Kershaw is 0 for 3 with a fielder's choice, a ground out, and a fly out to the third baseman, Evan Longoria. The count now 3 balls and no strikes for Kershaw. And Menez, the southpaw in the windup, the throw is a ball 4 as Menez walks his pitching counterpart in 4 pitches. And we now go to the top of the order for Cody Bellinger. A very close call right there, as he got a shot there from Gabe Kapler, the Giants manager. Connor Menez not happy with that 3-0 pitch. As according to the home plate umpire, that just gets out of the zone above the knees. As the Dodgers go to the top of the order for the 5th time today for Cody Bellinger. First pitch, a strike 1 called on the breaking ball. Cody Bellinger 1 for 3 with a walk and a run in the first inning, a 2-run single in the second. But then he struck out and popped out to the second baseman, Aramis Garcia. The 0-1 pitch, this one a chopper, fielded by Crawford, who tossed it to second. He is able to make the catch, but he wasn't near the bag. He tries to tag Kershaw, is not able to do it. And the Dodgers will extend their inning as an errant throw by Evan Longoria, and that is why the inning is not over, and we go to Max Muncy. The first pitch to Menez under the zone, 1-0. Muncy 0 for 3 with a walk in the first inning. He got out to Brandon Belt in the second inning, struck out in the 4th, hit fielder's choice in the 5th. The count is even at 1-1. So the Dodgers, now with runners on first and second again, just like what happened earlier in the game. The 1-1 pitch, 2 balls and 1 strike. Kershaw sliding in the second in his pitching jacket, or in his team jacket, something that pitchers normally do, especially in the National League when they get on base. They have the option to wear the jacket. As you stick on this one shot here of Connor Menez, that honestly felt way too long, but okay. The 2 balls and 1 strike. The LA Dodgers leading 6-0, runners on first and second, and the count now to Max Muncy at 3 balls and 1 strike. And the runner at first and second base. And the 3-1 pitch is a ball going in the foul territory, fly ball. Brandon Belt is under it. Belt is going to make the catch. And the Dodgers, for the 3rd consecutive inning, will not have a run on the board. This is no runs on no hits with a couple of runners on base and no errors as we go to the bottom of the 7th. And we are now back in the bottom of the 7th inning after the stadium-wide singing of "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." We are now back to play. Clayton Kershaw back on the mound as he'll face up against the middle of the order, starting with Brandon Belt, the first baseman. Kershaw, the first pitch is a slider under the knees and outside. 1-0. It'll be Brandon Belt, Kevin Pillar, and Brandon Crawford. If it sounds like my voice is muffled for like a split second, that's because I'm holding the scorebook Let me get a better look at it. The count at 2-0. Brandon Belt 0 for 2. Kevin Pillar 0 for 2. Brandon Crawford 0 for 2. They have not gotten a hit against Kershaw so far in this game. The count 2 balls and a strike. The Dodgers leading 6-0. As for the first 4 innings, they were practically unstoppable. But the Giants, thanks to their relief pitching of Rico Garcia and now Connor Menez, were able to get to him. And the 2-1 pitch is a ground ball backhanded by Muncy, who touches the first base bag. And we'll get Brandon Belt for the first out in the 7th inning. Here's the center fielder, Kevin Pillar, who is 0 for 2 with a pair of pop-outs, both of them going to Max Muncy, the first baseman. As Kershaw now is at 100 pitches. First pitch is a chopper, fielded by Justin Turner, who throws from the other line. What a throw by Turner! Justin Turner throwing from what looks like across his body. He throws from foul territory to make that play. Thank you, MLB The Show. We are not going to get a replay. We are seriously not getting a replay? Okay. And we now go to the number 6 hitter for Brandon Crawford, who was 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a flyout. Kershaw, the windup in the first pitch, as a fastball that hits the outside part of the zone, but is called a strike, 0-1. And the 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. Around the same spot with the breaking ball. And the windup and the 0-2 pitch by Kershaw. That is a shot going in the center field for a base hit. Past Kershaw, the pitcher. Going in the short center field, Brandon Crawford has his first hit. And the Giants' 3rd hit of the day. And we now go to the right fielder, Steven Duggar, who is 0 for 2 with a ground out to Muncy and a fly out to the center fielder, Alex Vertigo, after a lengthy at-bat in the 5th. Kershaw, the windup and the pitch. That is a fly ball past the first base side, foul, 0-1. Steven Duggar. My mistake, I said he grounded out to Muncy. He flew out to him. Kershaw gets in the stretch, gets a sign from Will Smith, the catcher. The windup and the 0-1 upstairs and outside, 1-1. The Giants only have 3 hits today. Evan Longoria in the 1st, Aramis Garcia in the 5th, and just moments ago, Brandon Crawford here in the bottom of the 7th. The 1-1 pitch, a strike 2 called. Kershaw at 107 pitches, bottom of the 7th. 6-0 Dodgers. Giants have a runner on first base with 2 outs. The 1-2 pitch, that is a chopper, fielded by Seager, who tosses it to second for the force, and that will end the 7th inning for the Dodgers. Clayton Kershaw, 7 scoreless, as they look to keep and add to their 6-0 lead. And we are now back in the top of the 8th inning. A little bit jumbled there. As we now go to the top of the 8th inning, the Dodgers leading the Giants by a score of 6-0, looking to add to that lead. Connor Menez back on the mound, facing off against Justin Turner, who's had one heck of a day. He was 3 for 4 with a pair of singles and a double. With Handel Gustave still in the bullpen for the Giants. Now Andrew Suarez, the left-handed pitcher, is there too, possibly to replace Connor Menez. The count at 1-0. The pitch is a fastball inside, evens the count at 1-1. Justin Turner with an RBI single in the 1st, got a single and a run in the 4th, and a leadoff double in the 6th, but was stranded at 3rd base. The 1-1 pitch, a strike 2 called. And the 1-2 pitch, it is a curveball under the knees in the dirt, 2-2. It'll be Turner, Hernandez, and Peterson. Justin Turner 3 for 4. Kiki Hernandez 1 for 3. And Jock Peterson 1 for 3. And yet another full count for the Giants pitching staff. And another one against Justin Turner. The payoff pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. And Connor Menez gets his 2nd strikeout of the day. As we take a look at these starter comparisons. Clayton Kershaw online for the win, and Johnny Cueto, well, all I can say is that is a lot of fours as we go to Kiki Hernandez. The windup and the first pitch to Menez is inside with a changeup, but is called a strike as it lands above the knees into the glove of Buster Posey, 0-1. A sunny day here at Oracle Park in San Francisco, California. The 0-1 pitch by Menez, ground ball into the hole in right for a base hit. They swung on an 0-1 pitch for the one-out single. The Dodgers still grinding as we go into the 8th inning. As we are playing in the 8th inning, as we go to the left fielder Jock Peterson, 1 for 3 with a single in the 4th and a pair of strikeouts. Wind up and the first pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. Even though a considerable amount of time has gone by, still a very beautiful day at Oracle Park in San Francisco. The Dodgers leading the Giants 6-0. The count now at 0-2 as Peterson swings at the next Menez pitch. Runner on first base, top of the 8th with 1 out. The 0-2 pitch, that one a shot into the glove of the third baseman Longoria, who makes an incredible play, leaping up to make the grab for the second out in the 8th inning. Here's the catcher Will Smith as we take a look at a replay of this nice snag. That is a really, really impressive play by Longoria. It prevents a base hit. It keeps Hernandez at first base as we now go to Will Smith, the catcher. Dodgers leading by a score of 6-0 here at Oracle Park. It looks like the sun's setting given the light reflecting off of the Dodgers' blue helmets. And the first pitch is a fly ball. This one going right near the line in short right field. It is the second baseman Aramis Garcia who makes the play, and that will end the top of the 8th inning. 1 hit and a runner left on, and that's all the Dodgers get in this inning as we go to the bottom of the 8th. And we are now back in the bottom of the 8th inning. We already have a couple pitchers in the Dodgers bullpen now. Scott Alexander and Ross Stripling. 2 possible pitchers to replace Clayton Kershaw if things go awry. Kershaw aiming for that complete game shutout as we go to the bottom of the 8th. They'll face off against Aramis Garcia, the second baseman. A single in the 5th inning is the only highlight for Garcia in this game. First pitch, a strike 1 looking. As Clayton Kershaw's performance on the mound is definitely not going to go unnoticed. The windup and the 0-1 pitch upstairs. And the count is even at a ball and a strike. Scott Alexander and Ross Stripling once again in the Dodgers bullpen. And the 1-1 pitch by Kershaw. Swing and a miss. Strike 2 on a high slider. And it makes it a 1-2 count. And the 1-2 pitch is a curveball under the knees outside. Count is even at 2-2. Ross Stripling, he has started 7 games for the Dodgers, did not make a relief appearance in 2020. And the 2-2 pitch is a foul chopper past the third base side at 2-2. Ross Stripling, 3-1 with an ERA of 5.61. For Scott Alexander, he pitched in 13 games of relief with a 2-0 record and an ERA of 2.92. This one, a ground ball off the pitcher's mound, goes to the second baseman, Kiki Hernandez, who will toss it to first. And will give the Dodgers the first out in the bottom of the 8th. Here's the number 9 hitter. A pinch hitter for Rico Garcia. As Donovan Solano will walk up to the plate. And the first pitch is a fly ball right near the third base side. Justin Turner is under it. And just like that, Solano pops out for the second out in the bottom of the 8th. And now we go to the top of the order for the 4th time today. Buster Posey walks up to the plate. He has flown out to the center fielder, Alex Vertigo, in his last 2 appearances. First pitch, a strike 1 called. He was walked in the first, and got out in a fielder's choice at home plate, the closest the Giants have had to get a run on the board. But then he flew out to the center fielder Vertigo in the 3rd and 6th innings, respectively. The count now at 0-2 after a foul ball by Posey. Clayton Kershaw at 117 pitches through 7 2/3 innings. The windup and the 0-2 pitch that is inside for a fastball inside the zone, 1-2. Right under the letters. And Kershaw, the 1-2 pitch upstairs. 0-2 pitch. And the count is now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. As Kershaw reaches 120 pitches on the day. An incredible performance. He has allowed only 3 hits and has left 4 runners on base and no runs. The 2-2 pitch. That is a shot that goes straight to the right fielder Bellinger. That will fall for a base hit. And that will be the 4th hit for the Giants on the day. And the 5th base runner is the first hit for Buster Posey. See if the Giants can start something here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Here's the left fielder Mike Yastrzemski, who is 0 for 3. He struck out twice in the 1st inning and 6th inning and popped out to the 3rd baseman Justin Turner. The Dodgers leading 6-0. So far, it has been a defensive effort in the last few innings of this game after the scoring ceased after the 4th inning. And Kershaw, the windup and the first pitch. This one a ground ball fielded by Seager. Toss it to second for the force. And another force out. And another inning is over. As we go to the top of the 9th, Clayton Kershaw, 8 scoreless. As the Dodgers will look to get some more runs on the board. And now we go to the top of the 9th inning. Number 59, Andrew Suarez looks to get some experience out on the mound. Who will take over for Connor Menez, who has thrown 2 scoreless innings. Walking 1 batter, striking out 2, and allowing only 1 hit. Suarez will face off against Corey Seager to start things off in the 9th. First pitch outside for a ball 1. It will be Handel Gustave and Sean Anderson. Gustave still warming up in the bullpen. Anderson, who is just starting to get his reps in. And the count at 1-0, Suarez. It's a fastball way high, way above him. And outside, a count at 2 balls and no strikes against Seager. It'll be the bottom 3 hitters in the Dodger lineup. Seager, Vertigo, and possibly Clayton Kershaw if he stays on the mound. If he walks up onto the mound, that means we're going to see him in the 9th inning. The count 2 balls now go to 3-0. Andrew Suarez pitched in 6 games for the Giants in 2020. No wins and no losses with an ERA of 3.72. And the 3-0 pitch, a strike called on the outside corner.
That strike on 3-0 was important, but you don't want to miss over the heart of the plate in this situation. I got to believe he's going to be way more aggressive right here.
And the 3-1 pitch, that one a shot past the glove of the 3rd baseman Longoria. That is going to roll all the way to the warning track down the 3rd base side. Going to second base is Seager. And Corey Seager has a leadoff double here in the top of the 9th. As Seager gets a lot of a fastball down the opposite way. And the Dodgers start off strong with a runner in scoring position. Here's the number 8 hitter, Alex Vertigo, who is 2 for 3 with a 2-run double in the 3rd inning. A single and a run in the 2nd. And the count starts off at 1-0. Suarez, he pitched in 9 2/3 innings in 2020, allowing 9 hits, 4 runs, walked 6, and struck out 5. The 1-0 pitch, a ground ball into the hole in left field. Staying at 3rd base is Justin Turner as the Dodgers now have runners on the corners. As we now go to the number 9 hitter, it is indeed Clayton Kershaw. First pitch is a chopper. This one fielded by Belt. Toss it to second for 1. This time it's successful. Throws to second for 2. Or throws to first for 2. For a 3-6-3 double play, but a run will score. It is now Dodgers 7, Giants nothing. Clayton Kershaw gets an RBI double play ground out.
But the batter doesn't get credit for an RBI.
Or that was my assumption. But it looks like Clayton Kershaw's not going to get credit for an RBI. On that ground out, the Dodgers will get their 7th run of the game as Cody Bellinger will walk up to the plate for the 6th time today. The count starting off at 1-0. The windup and the 1-0 pitch by Suarez is a strike called and a fastball at the knees. Nobody on base, 2 outs in the top of the 9th. The windup and the pitch, check swing and a curveball inside. But goes down and in, 2 balls, 1 strike. And the 2-1 pitch from the southpaw Suarez. A fastball high and outside, 3 balls and 1 strike. Suarez, he has played his entire Major League career with the Giants. In 6 games, he was 0-2 with an ERA of 5.79 in 21 games last year and started off his Giants career as a starter. And the 3-1 pitch is a strike 2 called. Full count 3-2 with 2 outs in the top of the 9th. The Dodgers leading 7-0. And the payoff pitch is a strike 3 called on the outside corner. Bellinger getting struck out for the 2nd time. And that will finish the Dodgers offensively for tonight with 1 run on 2 hits. And nobody left on base. The Dodgers leading 7-0. And now we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. The LA Dodgers going to be taking out Clayton Kershaw after 8 stellar innings on the mound. And now it'll be Ross Stripling who will fill in for Kershaw, as he has thrown for 8 innings. As we work on the official stat line, 8 innings, 4 hits, no runs. He has walked 2 Dodger hitters and has struck out 1, 2, 3. Has relied mainly on his defense to get the job done, which is exactly what happens, which would also mean that would be a really good chance. That will be the case for Ross Stripling in the 9th, as he'll face off against Evan Longoria. The count 0-2, as the Giants try to find something, just something, to hold on to and prevent themselves from getting shut out. Stripling, the windup and the 0-2 pitch. That is a chopper. Looks like got off either the catcher or the home plate umpire, but the count will stay at 0-2. As Ross is mainly a starting pitcher. He started off the 2020 season with the Dodgers. And the 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Stripling gets Evan Longoria swinging for out number 1 as we go to the first baseman, Brandon Belt. As we look at Kershaw's stat line, definitely online for the win there. You see the number of innings, 8 innings. He has absolutely dominated the Giants offense, thanks in part to the defense. As we go to the first baseman, Brandon Belt, the windup and the first pitch. That is inside for ball 1. Belt 0 for 3 with a fielder's choice, and he flew out to the right fielder, Cody Bellinger. And Max Muncy got him out in the 7th inning. The 1-0 pitch is upstairs and inside with the fastball, 2-0. So it is Scott Alexander and Mitchell White were the 2 pitchers in the Dodgers bullpen. Ross Stripling is currently not playing for the Dodgers. He, in fact, finished his 2020 season with the Toronto Blue Jays, playing in 5 games, starting in 2 of them. And the count now 3 balls and no strikes. But I do believe that due to his contribution with the 2020 Dodgers, a World Series ring will be sent to him. The 3-0 count from Stripling is a strike 1 called on a high fastball. Brandon Belt looking for his first hit of the day into a fielder's choice and got out in the 4th and 7th innings respectively. And on a 3-1 count, Brandon Belt will walk to first base on a 1-out walk. And now we go to the center fielder, Kevin Pillar, who is looking for his first hit of the day. The right-hander is popped out twice to Max Muncy and grounded out to the third baseman, Justin Turner, in the 7th inning. Stripling, the windup and the first pitch inside with the slider. Makes the count 1-0 to start things off.
Runner at first here, 1 man out.
And Stripling getting the sign from Will Smith. Runner on first base, bottom of the 9th. 1 out, Dodgers lead by 7. The 1-0 pitch outside. Another slider from Stripling, and the count goes to 2-0. The Dodgers relied on their offense for the first 4 innings of this game, and now for the final 5 innings, their defense has been the star of the show. The 2-0 pitch is a fly ball foul past the third base side, and the count now at 2 balls and a strike. Stripling in the stretch, runner at first base, the windup and the pitch. That's a chopper, fielded by Turner. Nice pick by him, throws a second for 1, throws to first in time. It's around the horn, double play. And that is going to end the game. An incredible performance by the defense right there. The star of the show for the latter half of this game. And the Dodgers' second double play that will finish this ball game. The final score, the Dodgers 7, the San Francisco Giants nothing. Clayton Kershaw throwing 8 innings. He gets the win. Johnny Cueto, he crumbled as instantly as the game started, and he gets the loss, allowing 4 runs, or 4 earned runs, in 2 2/3 innings here in the latest edition of MLB Simulation Broadcast. My name is Payne, and I will see you guys next time.